Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. In 2016, experienced watchmaker Torsti Laine created his own brand, and after working for, among others, Voutilainen and Lange, he was able to express his personal vision for a modern high-horology independent brand dress watch. This is the second generation of that. This is the Gelidus 2. The name means chill, cold, or icy in Latin, and perhaps reflects Torsti's Finnish watchmaking sensibility. Simplicity, sometimes verging on austere, but there is God in the details, and we will go over that. First, the size. In stainless steel, the watch is 40.5 millimeters in diameter. It measures 11.3 millimeters thick, which is delightfully thin, 48.9 millimeters from lug to lug, and the watch has a spacing between the lugs of 20 millimeters. This example was retailed in 2021, and on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, it fits nicely. It is fairly broad at almost 49 millimeters lug to lug. It has a presence. It's definitely not petite. Well, at first glance, you might say, oh, Patek 5196P. Though it has that resemblance, and there is an air de famille, perhaps, between this watch and other great dress watches of years past. This is a larger timepiece on the wrist, so it's got a little bit of sportiness to it. And again, my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. Taking a look at the strap, you can see that it is a Laine factory strap. It's a lovely pumpkin orange on the bottom, calfskin on the bottom, large rectangular scale, medium blue alligator leather on the top with a contrasting blue stitch, a semi-gloss. You can see on the profile, it is sheer cut, showing the layers of leather. We have a buckle, which is all of satin finish, and it is Laine branded. The case features these lovely teardrop end lugs that are polished on their top and then evacuated and media blasted. There's a frosting inside, and you can see there's a difference both in the finish and in the color of the metal. The case flank is satinated, the lug hoods and bezel are polished, and then these recesses are frosted. The crown is simple, vintage-inspired, domed, and of course, Laine branded. The dial is made in-house, and it's machined from one piece. So everything you see, these satin-finished tracks for the seconds, the minutes, the hours, all of those are machined from one dial blank. The Breguet-style Arabic numerals, also integral to the dial. They're satinated on their tops. The base of the dial is frosted, and then it gets this satin coloration. We have hands in stainless steel, or I should say in steel, not stainless steel, and they are fired this lovely rich blue. So they're fired blue after being polished brightly, and you can see that the cannon pinion at the center of the hands, that is also black polished. We have a counterweighted lancet or needle style seconds hand, and then we turn the watch over and you can see the movement. Now, this movement is the LA 18.1. It is based on the architecture of the Unitas 6498, but it is mostly made in-house. It features a lot of high horology finishing elements, and really here you begin to see what you're paying for. Let's talk about the basic tech specs. It is a modified 6498, so manual wind. It has an enormous slow beating balance, flat hairspring, slow beating 18,000 vibration per hour balance, non-hacking, but it does have a power reserve upgrade, whereas the standard 6498 is 42 hours. This is 50. Now, finishing elements, lots of them. You can see there is solarization on the ratchet wheel, and it includes double solarization. If we go to the crown wheel, you can see it has single solarization. So the click is black polished. We have double solarization on the ratchet wheel atop the barrel, and then single solarization on top of the crown wheel. The bridges include 3 different finishing elements. You can see that the anglage is a mile wide and beautifully rendered. Then we have this raised channel along the edge of every bridge that's satinated on its top, and then we have a frosted finish on the primary surface of the bridge that matches the frosting of the case flank and both the frosting and the color of the dial. You can also see that there's satination on the wheels, and not only do we have beveling of the bridges, but if you look below the beveling, there's more satination on the edge of these bridges. We have components in steel. We have a half bridge for the balance that is in steel, and then we have a bridge for the escape wheel that is also in steel, and these are historically inspired by early 20th 20th century watches. You can see that the beveling is a mile wide and blinding, and the watch has a number of sharp outward points where bevels come to a point and converge. That's as difficult to finish as inward angles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think I'm missing any. I think that's 11 and maybe 12 right here. So those sharp points where bevels meet, very impressive. All screw heads are black polished, and you can see the tops of the steel bridges have been satinated across their top. Very, very compelling. And all of this is 30 meters, water resistant, and manual wind. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.